You thought it was Luffy versus Saturn and Kizaru? Think again. It's Luffy versus the five elders. What a nerve-wracking chapter. I know everyone's waiting for this one and it's finally here. We see why Vegapunk is the smartest and the truth about the world is yet to be revealed. This chapter brings us to crazy goofy battle between Luffy, Kizaru and Saturn and it's really on. Of course, the end of the chapter, we see the five elders are here, and the hype train is on. Stick around for some crazy reveal and amazing fight. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about One Piece chapter 1109. In the last chapter, we saw a true demon form of Saturn, and he looked menacing as hell. So the battle had started, Luffy was dodging Saturn without any problems, he was not taking any attacks. But then Kizaru comes from the back and makes a hole in Vegapunk. Oh, this might be the end for Vegapunk. I would say rest in peace, Vegapunk. But this triggers Luffy and he goes giant mode. And he holds both Kizaru and Saturn in both the hands. As if they were like toys. And finally we got a crazy reveal that Vegapunk had a dead man switch. It started broadcasting the truth about the world. And that's where we ended. Coming to today's chapter, which is called Termination. Of course, the world government does not want any information to be leaked and they want to terminate the broadcast as soon as possible. So it's like a race against time. Will Vegapunk succeed or is it going to be spoiled by the government? In today's cover story, we get Onigashima drowning in Wano's old city. It's a good reference to the ancient weapons since we were talking about in the last couple of chapters. The chapter begins with a conversation between Vegapunk and Shaka. Shaka is like, is it a wise thing to relay the information without people being ready? And he's making a valid point. In the One Piece world, the information is usually shared through newspapers or through transponder snails, but that also has a range. Even if some people or agencies get that information, it can be easily censored, right? So Shaka suggests a brilliant idea to piggyback from Navy's communication system, and this in turn can send information all around the world. So basically anyone with a transponder snail can get this message. So they're using the world's government's own communication system against them. Of course the communication is encrypted and looks like they cannot disturb it. What a genius idea. But even though the broadcast goes through, right, people need time to set up the whole transponder snail, the video transponder snail. So Vegapunk decides to relay the information after 10 minutes. It's literally a race against time. Moving to Saturn, he is able to communicate to the rest of the gorosei telepathically. And this is the first time we see them communicating through their minds. Is it one of the gorosei's devil fruit ability? Or are they connected in some way? They ask if Vegapunk is dealt with and Saturn says he saw Kizaru killing Vegapunk, so it's done. At this point, Gorosei realizes it's a dead man switch. And it's not good for them. They want to stop the broadcast, which is happening from the labo phase in Hecate. And it's protected by a barrier, so it's not easy for them to get in. We will have to see if they will stop it or not. I really want the truth, man, and we deserve it at this point. The impact of the broadcast is shown everywhere. We see Dressrosa starting to prepare to get the message. Also Rebecca, who's still calling Luffy as Lucy. We see Fusha village getting the information. Of course they only have the audio, so no video for them. We see Water 7 where it's nighttime right now, but they're also preparing to get the message. Happy to see Iceberg again. We see Vivi, who's with Morgans, and she's worried about Luffy. I really want Vivi to join the crew, man, at least for certain time. We see the Revolutionary Army reacting to the broadcast, and Dragon remembers when Shaka said he will be dead. I thought Dragon might come to Egghead, but looks like that's not happening. And the broadcast is spreading like, into the West Blue, to the North Blue, South Blue, it's everywhere. Whatever comes next will change the entire world. Let's move to the battle between Luffy, Kizaru and Saturn. I know you guys were waiting for this. Luffy starts to realize that his attack is not working against Saturn. I guess Saturn might be immortal, But immortality does not mean they cannot be damaged, right? Or is it something else completely? So Saturn and Kizaru attack Luffy at the same time. Kizaru looks like he's using a light beam through his eyes, just like Superman. I always thought he can do it, and why wasn't he doing it? Good to see Oda actually drew it, and it's so cool. But Luffy comes with a new attack. Gum Gum Symbol. He basically claps both Kizaru and Saturn with his huge hands. And they become flat 2D characters, dude. Crazy to see what Luffy can do. It's right out of the cartoon. And it's not over. Luffy grabs both Kizaru and Saturn and spins them with his finger, just like he's making a pizza out of them. I really thought he's gonna eat them. But then he sends them flying towards the sea. What a moment for all of us. Like Luffy is playing around not only with Kizaru, but also with one of the five elders. Luffy's growth and status has to be recognized now. There's no one who can tell Luffy is not an emperor. He's a proper emperor right now. Kizaru crashes to the battleship, and if you look at Kizaru, he has had enough. He's like huffing and coughing up blood, and he looks like he can't take it anymore, man. So there was the debate between who's stronger, Yonko or an admiral. I mean, this might be an answer. If Luffy was not fighting Saturn, right? Do you guys think Kizaru can take on Luffy 1v1? Leave a comment down below. Even though Kizaru is down, Saturn comes back like a boomerang. He's persistent, I'll give him that. Even after that attack, he's coming straight for Luffy. And Luffy's not able to figure what to do. Like, however he's hitting him, nothing happens to him. But I think Haki can be a good solution for it. But we'll have to just wait and see. The gorosei say they have no time and they have to take out the lab, or else there would be literal disaster. Saturn says, I shall perform the summoning. What a freaking chicken Saturn is. You have to call others literally for help. But it's getting crazy by the second, man. It's getting crazy. In the very next moment, 4 black lightning hits Egghead. And 4 demon circles starts forming with black clouds. We get a mind-blowing double spread of Saturn and the demon circles summoning the 5 elders. This is similar to how he summoned himself to Egghead. It's so crazy. It's so crazy here. Even Luffy is shocked as hell. Can you imagine the 5 elders against Gearfile Luffy? I don't know if he can take them all alone, really, to be honest. But the scales have tipped. We thought that Luffy can escape easily now because the giants are here. But everything will change now. I really want to see all the 5 elders and the devil fruits, and the battle could go really crazy, man. Imagine Luffy making pizzas out of the 5 elders. I would pay to watch that. Luffy does need a backup because I think he's not going to be in Gear 5 for a very long time. And I don't know if the Iron Giant is going to help or not, or anyone else is going to join the party. It's going to be tough for Luffy because even Zoro is not available. Sanji is there. I don't think so Sanji can take one of the 5 elders. What a terrific chapter. Every part of this chapter is amazing. Can't wait to see what will happen next. We have a break next week, sadly, but this chapter gave us a lot to think about and it was amazing. If you like this content, please like, comment and subscribe. And turn on the notification bell to get more contents like this. Thank you everyone.